Hello children, welcome to our English class. Hope you must be safe and healthy. Open your book Oxford Inc. English Reader Part A, page number 9, Unit 1, Section 2, Uncle Ken, written by an eminent contemporary writer, Ruskin Bond. Children, hope many of you must have read interesting stories written by him. Ruskin Bond is a standout amongst the most well-known writers and authors of India. He was born on 19th May 1934 in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh. He has authored various inspiring books for children and was awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award to honor his work of literature. Till now, he has written 500 short stories, essays, novels, and over 50 books for children, and has won various awards such as Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. Uncle Ken. Children, do you think it is important to work for one's living? You must have seen your parents working hard, day in and day out, to fulfill your needs. But have you ever come across someone who doesn't work? Do you think such kind of a people live a happy life? Do you think it's important to work? So let's read about the author's Uncle Ken, who was a very lazy man. His job did not last long, and he, besides being without work, lives a dependent and carefree life. So page number 9, section 2, Uncle Ken. Let's read about the author's Uncle Ken, who seemed to be quite happy doing no work and allowing others to take care of him. "We'll have to do something about Uncle Ken," said Granny. I was in the kitchen with her, shelling peas and popping a few into my mouth now and then. Susie, the Siamese cat, sat on the sideboard, patiently watching Granny prepare an Irish stew. Susie liked Irish stew. Ruskin Bond's grandmother is always concerned about Uncle Ken. One day, when the author, along with his grandmother, was in the kitchen, shelling peas and popping a few into his mouth, while the Siamese cat Susie sat on the sideboard. A sideboard is a flat-topped piece of furniture with cupboards and drawers used for storing dishes, glasses, and table linen. Patiently watching Granny making an Irish stew. Irish stew is a dish which is made up of mutton, potatoes, vegetables, and onions. Susie is very fond of this stew. "It's not that I mind him staying, and Granny, and I don't want any money from him either. But I believe it isn't healthy for a young man to remain idle for so long." Ruskin's Granny didn't mind Uncle Ken staying with her in her house, nor she want any charge, any kind of thing from him in return. She is rather concerned about his well-being. Granny feels it is unhealthy for a young man like Uncle Ken to simply laze all the time, doing nothing. "Is Uncle Ken a young man, Gran?" "He's 40. Everyone says he'll improve as he grows up. He could go and live with Aunt Mabel." The narrator innocently asks his Granny, "Is Uncle Ken a young man?" Grandmother smiled and answered by saying that Uncle Ken is just 40 years of age, and the people around him have misconception that as he'll grow up, he will one day definitely change his attitude towards life. "He could go and live with Aunt Mabel." "He does go and live with Aunt Mabel. He also lives with Aunt Emily and Aunt Beryl. Uncle Ken has three sisters who are very fond of him. They are Aunt Mabel, Aunt Emily, and Aunt Beryl. The narrator, Ruskin Bond, suggested that he could also go and live with Aunt Mabel. So the grandmother replied that he does go and live with all the three sisters every now and then. That's his trouble. He has too many doting sisters ready to put him up and put up with him. Their husbands are all quite well off and can afford to have him now and then. So our Ken spends 3 months with Mabel, 3 months with Beryl, 3 months with me. That way he gets through the year as everyone's guest and doesn't have to worry about making a living. Uncle Ken stays with all the three sisters one by one, as their husbands are quite well off and doesn't mind making him stay with them whenever he feels like. So Ken happily stays 3 months with each of his sisters as their guest without worrying about earning money for himself. He's lucky in a way, I said. His luck won't last forever. Already Mabel is talking of going to New Zealand, and once India is free, in just a year or two from now, Emily and Beryl will probably go off to England because their husbands are in the army and all the British officers will be leaving. Ruskin Bond considered Uncle Ken to be a lucky person, but grandmother knew that his luck will not last for a long period of time. Aunt Mabel have plans to move to New Zealand, and Aunt Emily and Aunt Beryl's husband served in the British Army, and after India will get freedom from Britishers, they would be moving to England. After hearing this, Ruskin Bond innocently asked the grandmother, "Can't Uncle Ken follow them to England?" "He knows he'll have to start working if he goes there," replied grandmother. "When your aunts find they have to manage without servants, they won't be ready to keep Ken for long periods. In any case, who's going to pay his fare to England or New Zealand?" According to Ruskin Bond's grandmother, none of the sisters will agree keeping Ken with them, as it is unaffordable to keep a maid or a house help in foreign countries, and to make Uncle Ken live with them will be a big burden for them, to look after him, to cook for him. And even Ruskin has to work, whether he likes it or not, as everyone does in a foreign country for their survival. Children, now come to page number 11 of your textbook. If he can't go, he'll stay here with you. Granny, you'll be here, won't you? Not forever, only while I live. Won't you go to England? The narrator said to his grandmother that Uncle Ken need not worry if he can't go along with his sisters, as he can very well stay along with Granny, as she won't go anywhere leaving him. But the grandmother replied by saying that Uncle Ken can only live with her till she is alive. Ruskin, being a curious boy, asked his grandmother, "Will you not go to England?" The grandmother replied firmly by saying no. "No, I have grown up here. I am like the trees. I have taken root. I won't be going away. Not until, like an old tree, I am without any more leaves. You'll go, though, when you are bigger. You'll probably finish your schooling abroad." Granny compared herself to a tree whose roots are deeply embedded in the soil and cannot move. She said she has taken birth here, she is grown up here, and now, when she is old, she does not want to leave her birthplace. Though she is all alone, without the family members, but she will stay here till the day she is alive. She then told Ruskin that when you will grow up, you will also go from here for your higher studies, leaving the old grandmother alone. I would rather finish it here. I want to spend all my holidays with you. If I go away, who will look after you when you grow old? But Ruskin rejected by saying that he would rather complete his schooling from here itself and will spend all his holidays with Granny. He does not want to leave her alone as she is growing older. Children, can you see a bubble box given above? What kind of difficulties do you think people have to face whenever they are moving to a new house, or a school, or a city? Find the answer and write it there in the book itself. We will discuss it afterwards. I am old already, over 60. Is that very old? It's only a little older than Uncle Ken. And how will you look after him when you are really old? He can look after himself if he tries, and it's time he started. It's time he took a job. Granny quoted that she is already 60 years old. The narrator Ruskin said that means you are only little older than Uncle Ken. So how will you look after him when you yourself need someone's help? Granny said, Uncle Ken can easily take care of himself. He can look after himself if he wishes. And it's high time he should look for a job. It's the right time for him to take up a job. I pondered on the problem. I could think of nothing that would suit Uncle Ken. Or rather, I could think of no one who would find him suitable. It was Aya, and Aya is a local maid employed by Europeans in India before independence, who made a suggestion. Our neighbor, the Maharani of Jethpur, needs a tutor for her children. She said, just a boy and a girl. The Maharani of Jethpur needs a tutor for her 2 kids. Uncle Ken told about the same to his granny. The granny was puzzled. How do you know? Uncle Ken replied, I heard it from the ayah. The salary would be 200 rupees per month, and the job doesn't require much effort. It will be for a short duration of time, just 2 hours a day in the morning. That should suit Uncle Ken, I said. Yes, it's a good idea, said Granny. We'll have to talk to him into applying. He ought to go over and see them. The Maharani is a good person to work for. The narrator and her grandmother were happy to know about the job and wish Uncle Ken likes the job and sticks to it. Granny thinks Uncle Ken should try for the job once, and he should go and meet the Maharaja and the Maharani. The Maharani is a good person to work for. Uncle Ken agreed to go over and enquire about the job. The Maharani was out when he called, but he was interviewed by the Maharaja. Do you play tennis? Asked the Maharaja. Yes, said Uncle Ken, who remembered having played a bit of tennis when he was a schoolboy. In that case, the job's yours. I have been looking for a 4th player for a doubles match. By the way, were you at Cambridge? No, I was at Oxford, said Uncle Ken. According to the grandmother, the Maharani is really a good person to work for. After listening to all this, Uncle Ken agreed and decided to inquire about the job and meet the Maharani. When he calls, the Maharani was out and he was interviewed by the Maharaja, who asked him just one question, that is, do you play tennis? Uncle Ken says, yes, he does. He does remember playing tennis when he was a schoolboy. The Maharaja, after hearing this, was highly impressed by him and hires him. The Maharaja was happy to have found a fourth player for a doubles match of tennis. He then enquired Uncle Ken that was he at Cambridge? No, replied Uncle Ken. I was at Oxford. Alright, children, this is all for the day. We would be reading the remaining lesson in our next class. Till then, take care of yourself.